Morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? You know, I would say I'm doing great, but I honestly can't really say that because I have come to a horrifying realization about myself, and it's all thanks to Reforge because according to Reforge, people who make salt content are bullies. And if we keep making videos on MVG, apparently he's going to... Okay, how can I say this without getting demonetized? All right, let's think this through. If we keep making videos on MVG, he's going to want himself. He's going to go into the forever sleep on his own accord. Now, I feel like I just need to clarify this. Obviously, MVG did not say he's going to do this, but Reforge says he might do this. And if he does do it, it'll be our fault. And honestly, it gets even more tragic than that because Reforge and Alex have broken up. They were just about to win the cutest couple competition and then boom, they're gone because Reforge has blocked Alex on Twitter. Yeah, he's not joking around with these claims that we're gonna make MVG do this. He legitimately cut Alex off after his rant on stream. Which, speaking of that, we're going to be going over some of the clips from his stream. Now, these won't be perfectly cut together because I did grab these from Twitter and obviously they have to be uploaded in separate portions. So if there's abrupt cuts between parts of clips or something, then that's why. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and find out how people making videos on MVG being angry about something is bullying and is going to lead to him want-wahing himself.
I meant because he went after MVG quite hard. I'm never going to tell Alex what to do with his content, but I think people need to start considering the psychological ramifications of constantly roasting, making fun of, and mocking people on the internet. What are we going to do one day if somebody like MVG just gets tired of the hate, gets tired of being salted, memed on, hated on, mocked, attacked, and one day he's gone? We wake up and there's a news report. What are we going to think then? I think that's going to make the content hit a little different, isn't it?
Dude, you're acting like people like Alex are cyberbullying MVG. That's not what's happening. If MVG says something dumb in a stream or in a Twitter post, we clip or screenshot it and then disagree with it, and then throw in some comedy as well. There's a difference between criticizing and disagreeing and bullying. But even putting that aside, guess what? If you can't handle people constantly criticizing you and saying mean things to you, then you are not cut out for the internet, especially YouTube, because that's what it's all about, baby. If you don't want to be disagreed with or clipped or screenshotted or whatever, then maybe don't post on public websites that anybody can access. And I'm just saying, if MVG decides to make that decision over people criticizing him over the console wars, then I think there's something a little bit deeper going on there. But anyway, let's continue on.
We rallied and mocked this guy, made fun of this guy, false framed his statements, articles were written about him, right? Constantly attacked him, constantly misrepresented him. You know, you got Jez Corden saying that MVG built his channel on hating on Xbox. That's not true. That's not true at all. What does that feel like, do you think, when you've worked really hard to grind and you got a YouTube channel and you're on the verge of 100,000 subscribers and you get misrepresented, misframed, attacked, mislabeled, name-called? You have somebody who writes for a respected outlet saying that you built your channel hating on Xbox. What do you think that does to somebody's psychology, their mental health?
Something I actually forgot to mention as well is these clips are at 1.25 times speed. This is just how they were posted to Twitter, so that's why he's moving a little faster than usual. But putting that aside, dude, which of these content creators are attacking MVG? I know I'm not, I know Alex isn't, I know Frit isn't. Calling somebody out for having a stupid take on the console wars is not attacking. And for the love of God, name calling, dude. If you are a full-grown adult in your 30s or 40s, maybe late 20s, I'm not exactly sure how old MVG is, but whatever. If you're a grown adult and you can't handle being called names by people on the internet, then why are you even there? You are obviously not cut out for it, and nobody is misrepresenting MVG. So get out of here with that argument. And as for the whole article thing, MVG didn't necessarily build his channel hating on Xbox entirely, but if you sort by oldest and just scroll through, you'll find a decent number of videos where he's saying how much better PlayStation is than Xbox. God, this argument is so dumb. If you're on the internet, you're gonna get criticized. If you can't handle the heat, then get out of the kitchen. Speaking of the kitchen, Reforge is starting to sound like the person who would say that Gordon Ramsay is too mean to the chefs on Hell's Kitchen.
A lot of these content creators live very isolated lives. They live very isolated lives. What do you think that does to a person? Didn't MVG start with Xbox? Did he name anybody? Did he pull anybody up on his stream and name call, mock, and jeer at? No. Somebody clipped him and framed it as he's jealous of these people. Did he name them? Did he go after them? Did he mock them? Did he name call them? Did he pull them up on a stream and let a live audience just eviscerate them? Did he do that? I'm just curious.
No, you idiot, because MBG doesn't do the same content as us. And it's really not that serious. You're acting like we're putting somebody up on a pedestal and then letting people throw tomatoes at them or something. You're acting like we're publicly shaming them or something like that. Here's how the content works, Reforge. PlayStation Fanboy has a bad take. We disagree with bad take, and we share our disagreements and the original bad take with our audiences. Because guess what? They posted it online. We have a right to criticize and disagree. It's not like when Frit and Alex go on stream, they're telling people to off themselves and saying, oh, well, I'm gonna kill your family or something. The worst that will happen is Frit will call the person he's disagreeing with the bundle of sticks word, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I mean, he can do what he wants. And Alex might yell at you a bit and play the exposed song. If someone disagreeing with you and calling you names hurts you this much, then again, you should not be on the internet. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously, there's like certain things that shouldn't be allowed, and there's certain levels of respect that people should have for each other, but there's also a certain point where you have to grow thicker skin. And this is coming from somebody who was horrendously bullied in 7th grade when I had my first ever YouTube channel, and I was actually bullied at school because of it. Trust me, what me, Frit, and Alex and all the other Salt creators do is nothing close to bullying.
Because we've just accepted that that's okay. It's just totally fine and totally normal. It's culturally pathological the way that we treat people. It's like, well, I don't agree with what this guy said about this brand, therefore it's totally fine to mock, satirize, name call, misrepresent, misframe, eviscerate. I mean, maybe one day he wakes up and he self-deletes because we won't leave him alone. We make everything personal because we have unresolved mental health problems on our own, and so we pour that out on this guy because we don't like his takes about our brand.
Dude, who is making this personal? If name calling is what you consider to be a personal attack, you have no idea what making something personal actually is. Like I said, none of these creators are threatening anybody. None of them are going after like their families or anything. The worst thing that's happened, and I think the only personal attack you could even think of, would be Frit making fun of how Dreamcast guy looks, which I don't agree with that. But at the same time, that should not be enough to push somebody to the decision of self-deletion. If it does, then again, there's something else mentally going on there. All right, that was the first clip. Now we're gonna jump into the second one.
It wouldn't be the first time. I have a family, I have a support system, I have a faith, I have a producer, I have all of these levees keeping me from the abyss of darkness that this industry will cast you down into. And people do it with a smirk on their face, and they make money while they're doing it. And I think it's despicable. I think it's embarrassing. I don't think you're men. I think you're children, stuck in extended adolescent behavior, thinking that it's funny to misrepresent, name call, and eviscerate people, to bring up BS from my past that's not even true, and constantly hurl it in my face. Why? Because I say things about the brand that you like, and that's upsetting to you.
Again, the whole bringing stuff up from your past, that was something that Frit did in like one video. And again, I don't really agree with it, I gotta be honest. But again, who is misrepresenting anyone? Although I definitely can agree, it is fun to eviscerate. And it is also fun to make money while doing it, I cannot lie. But yeah, guys, if you like to call out people for having bad takes on video games, you're just a child. I mean, I can confirm my sense of humor is that of a child's. But come on, man, I'm 19, I just got out of the children's club. I'm part of the adult club now. But in all seriousness, I love this, like, what would you call it? Moral grandstanding? Moral high ground that he's trying to take? Whatever. You're all despicable children. You drag others down with you because you don't like yourselves. I mean, dude, remember when MBG tweeted out console war stuff on Christmas at like 8 a.m.? Do you really expect me to sit there, look at that, and not make fun of him for that? The dude is so invested with the console wars that he's choosing to do that over Christmas. How am I supposed to sit there and not make fun of that? Honestly, I guess my overall thoughts could be summed up with this clip right here. Let's say that Reforge says, oh no, you can't make fun of PlayStation fanboys for saying dumb things. Here is my response.
Yes, I f***ing will. And I have the right.
The meta of extended adolescent men bullying and mocking and attacking people on the internet, that meta only has one end, and it's a tragic one, because it's a tale as old as time. When you pick at a wound long enough, something bad will happen. When you circle around and you go after people day in, day out, day in, day out. Eventually, something tragic will happen. It's happened before, and we all just forget. We all just move on and think, well, it's satire. No, you're cruel, and you hide your cruelty under the guise of its satire.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. He unironically thinks that we are evil people. Sorry, not evil. That would be a misrepresentation. He unironically thinks we are cruel people. Dude, do you actually think we take the console war stuff seriously? I don't have a problem with anybody I talk about unless they've done some terrible thing in real life. I don't have any problems with MBG. I just don't agree with a lot of what he says. And I love how he's like, oh, these people are misrepresenting MBG, when he just misrepresented us by saying, oh, we do this day in and day out. Dude, we're not making this content on a daily basis, and it's not like we're hard targeting a single person. We all have our own release schedules and whatnot, and we all talk about whatever we find interesting. Hell, I can only speak for myself, but me personally, I go out of my way to avoid talking about the same person multiple times in a row because I don't want to seem like I'm attacking them. Now, I have done it a couple times, I think mainly with JTech, but that was because there was nothing else to talk about and he said dumb stuff back to back. If somebody hard targeted one person and made videos like every day on them and was saying legitimately like cruel things to them, then you would have a point. But as of right now, I really think you're overreacting a little bit, my guy. I don't even think MVG takes this stuff this seriously. Alrighty, here we go, the final clip.
So, no, I don't support that kind of content. And I don't care what people do with their channels, but I'm putting up a caution sign. And I'm saying, I don't think y'all know what you're doing. I don't think you know what you're doing to other people. You think it's funny. You think it's all giggles and super chats. You think it's great. But the reality is, this has a very, very damaging effect on people.
Well, if someone is actually getting as damaged as you say they are from something so insignificant, again, like I said earlier, they should probably take a break from the internet. But also, hear me out, these are grown adults we're talking about. Like, even putting aside the whole, oh, well, it's the internet, everybody has a right to criticize you thing. If you don't want somebody to make a video talking crap about you, you could always, I don't know, reach out to the person. Like, if you really truly are in that bad of a mental state, but you insist on staying on the internet for whatever reason, you could just reach out and say, hey guys, can you just not make a video on me? I know a lot of these salt miners, they're reasonable people. They're not these cruel, heartless, evil people that Reforge is trying to make them out to be. At the end of the day, we might not make the most, happy, positive, whatever content, but we're not bad people. We just didn't agree with something you said about video games. It really is not that serious. I mean, you give us crap for not being adults, but at the same time, you have to realize the people being criticized are also adults. If they have a problem with something that somebody says, they can handle it like an adult.
And what will be eternally and long-tail damning is that you made money while doing it. So I hope people can sleep at night. Like, you make money damaging and attacking the mental health of other people. That's what you do. Wear it proudly. Do it. You got blood on your hands. Even if the people don't completely go off the deep end and do something tragic, you've got blood on your hands because you give people all sorts of internalized trauma and anxiety and depression and frustration and anger. You do that. You put that energy out into the world and you make a buck while doing it.
This is just unbelievable. Now we have blood on our hands because we criticized somebody and disagreed with them over video games. Dude, are you kidding me? You're acting like salt miners are the Antichrist or something. And again, I know I've said it a lot, but if people genuinely get this upset over being criticized over video games of all things, then they really should not be on the internet, or at least they shouldn't be in a position where their job is publicly broadcasting their takes on games for the entire world to see. All of us could be way meaner than we actually are. Do you know why we're not? Because we don't actually take this stuff that seriously. We don't genuinely hate any of the people we talk about. We're not trying to cause mental health damage to others. We just share our disagreements on video games and move on. And you know what? My mom used to say this a lot, but if I had something wrong and she could kind of tell, but she didn't know what and I really didn't want to talk about it, she would say, I'm not a mind reader. Like, we aren't mind readers. If we say something that genuinely offends somebody so deeply, they need to tell us about it so we can be better in the future. This whole being adults about it thing goes both ways.
So I hope it's worth it. I hope paying your bills is worth hurting other people.
Nobody's hurting anybody. Oh my god. Whatever, at least we're done. Thank god. I'm really split on whether I actually believe that Reforge is passionate about this or if he's trying to like take a moral stand and try to take some weird victory by being so noble as to stand up against all the bullies on YouTube. I actually just remembered something. So before me and King Thrash had our debate back in like July, we were in like the call prepping for the stream a bit, and he said he appreciated that we don't like do personal attacks or anything, and that's why he doesn't have a problem with us making videos on him. This really feels like a case of Reforge trying to speak on behalf of everybody, when if they truly felt personally attacked or mentally degraded because of everything, they definitely would have said something. But whatever, Reforge, if you want to go ahead and take that moral victory, then I guess go for it. But yeah, anyway guys, with that being said, that's gonna do it for this video. Bit of a different one, still like talking about Fanboys, but in a different way that we normally do, and honestly I appreciate the shakeup of content. So yeah, with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will catch you all next time. Also, here's a quick meme that relates to the situation.